Hi everyone. So I'm in a bit of a busy stretch doing some intense practice and detailed work on my arrangements for my new album. So I may post a little less frequently, but I'm really going to try and keep up with some content for you guys. And I'll be answering some of your questions next week. So for today's exercise, I'm going to use that famous scene in the first Back to the Future film from 1985, where Marty McFly has just gone back in Doc Brown's time machine to 1955 to his hometown in California. He's just arrived and realized that Doc had invented something that actually worked. And he's gone into a cafe where he decides to try and find the Doc to get him back home to 1985. So let's have a look at the scene as it is in the movie. There's no music in the scene, which was the right choice. It was the right choice because there's absolutely no need to underscore the feelings that Marty was having in this scene, and also the emotions of the other characters in the scene. The starkness of having no music works well because we're all in it together as the audience, and we're all in it with him when he has gone from 1985 and appeared 30 years ago in the past, and he's just surprised and he's almost in awe. He's just wondering what's going on. So there was really no need for music. So let's just have a look and chat about what happens during this scene and the places where there are changes in the mood we'll take note of.
40 Riverside.
Are you gonna order something, kid?
Yeah. Give me a tab.
Tab? I can't give you a tab unless you order something.
Right, give me a Pepsi free.
You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna pay for it.
Look, just give me something without any sugar in it, okay?
Something of that shit.
This is a really cool exchange because clearly he's asking for things that don't exist yet. And then a mood changes here, and in comes our antagonist.
Hey, McFly! What do you think you're doing?
Biff.
Realization.
Hey, I'm talking to you, McFly, you Irish bug.
Oh, hey, Biff. Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Yeah, you got my homework finished, McFly?
Well, actually, I figured since it wasn't due till Monday.
Hello?
Something funny and silly here.
Hey, think, McFly, think. I gotta have time to recopy it. You realize what would happen if I hand in my homework in your handwriting? I'll get kicked out of school. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? Would you?
Well, now, of
Marty's
course,
just
no, I wouldn't want that to
realizing it's his dad.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Hey, Biff, get hold of this guy's life preserver. Dork thinks he's gonna drown.
Yeah. So, how about my homework, McFly?
Okay, Biff. Well, I'll finish that on up tonight, and then I'll bring it over first thing tomorrow morning.
Hey, not too early. I sleep in Sundays. Oh, McFly, your shoes untied.
Marty's face, he's just watching the same thing that happened earlier in the film in 1985. And now there's another realization, almost horror, complete and utter befuddlement that he's looking at his dad at his age.
What?
You're George McFly.
Yeah, who are you?
Okay, so what we'll do now is just make a list of some of the few of the wrong approaches that a composer can take. And remember, it's not only the composer that can take a correct or incorrect approach. It would have to be the director mostly, because the director is the one that makes the requests of the type of emotional support or environmental support that's needed for a scene. The composer then takes that information and then he chooses and writes the music and the moments to accentuate what the director wanted. So what if the composer was completely out to lunch that day and decided to do all the wrong things? What are some of the wrong things he could do? Well, you could over-accentuate the emotion by using tones or music to support things like fear and suspense unnecessarily. You could mark in and out of every new mood change with some sort of sound. Kind of like what happens at the beginning of every sitcom scene. You know, like just every new change, that every new scene, they sometimes add a little bit of a music to mark it. You could add some sort of extra reinforcement to the comedy by adding a laugh track, for example, or applause when a favorite character walks into a room. You could highlight every joke or funny line with a goofy song. These are just a few of the things that you could do wrong on a holistic level. Let's put some of these approaches to practice and take a look at our scene again.
Give me a tab.
Tab? I can't give you a tab unless you order something.
All right, give me a Pepsi free.
You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna pay for it.
Just give me something without any sugar in it, okay?
Some of that sugar.
Hey, McFly! What do you think you're doing?
Biff.
Hey, I'm talking to you, McFly, you Irish bug.
Oh, hey, Biff. Hey, guys. How are you doing?
You got my homework finished, McFly?
Well, actually, I figured since it wasn't due till Monday.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think, McFly, think. I gotta have time to recopy it. You realize what would happen if I hand in my homework in your handwriting? I'll get kicked out of school. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? Would you?
Well, now, of course not,
No,
Biff. I wouldn't want
no.
that to happen.
So what are you looking at, butthead?
Hey, Biff, get hold of this guy's life preserver. Dork thinks he's gonna drown.
Yeah. So, how about my homework, McFly?
Okay, Biff. Well, I'll finish that on up tonight, and then I'll bring it over first thing tomorrow morning.
Hey, not too early. I sleep in Sundays. Oh, McFly, your shoes untied. Don't be so gullible, McFly.
Okay.
I don't want to see you in here again.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
What?
You're George McFly.
Yeah, who are you?
Okay, so the word wrong is very subjective, isn't it? When you look at the scene, some of these over-the-top approaches actually kind of work in a really silly way. Ironically, they kind of work because they are approaches that would have been used in television or film productions of the time. Because entertainment, pure entertainment, was the most important thing. So accentuating everything was commonplace. As time moved on and more productions were put out there, a lot of progressive and innovative directors and composers were drawing from the avant-garde film world and other areas of music and injecting that into their scores. And as time went on, it evolved and it had this organic spread of much more different styles of music and approaches. And that is what makes up the landscape of film music that we enjoy today in 2024. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and please comment what you think down below. And if anyone has any questions, just put them down in the comments below. When I see your comments and I know you watched it and enjoyed it, it really encourages me to do more, and I really appreciate that if you would interact with me. One of the things I'm really grateful for is all the new subscribers and views, but the one thing I really like to hear is your thoughts. So please comment below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.